Welcome back, Holotable Heroes, to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, Sick Boy Scribe. I've got a bit of a sore throat going on, dealing with a little bit of a cold, so I do apologise for the quality, but we do have Galactically Challenged to get on. Let's do it. Alright, so today we are on Coruscant, and we're facing off against the Phoenix faction. It's a rather fun one, and thankfully they do not have Kanan in this comp, just nasty C-Rex. What are the feats that we need to do? Well, we need to complete the battle, obviously. We need to win with a full team of Sith units, which is pretty decent, and we need to complete the battle after gaining stealth 10 times and attempting to inflict stun 30 times. Now, the stun one, you do not actually have to land the stun, you just have to attempt to land it, okay? So even if they resist it and they don't get stunned because they do have a high level of tenacity, it's okay, it'll still count. And then if you've got the episode pass, you have got some additional rewards for your episode points included in that. So, modifiers then. Global modifier is Thunderous Applause. This is the modifier that allows us to use a special ability which will then stun the enemy leader. You have to use it 3 times. After the 3rd time, the enemy leader will die, and essentially you have to charge up that democracy by using debuffs. Essentially, when you land debuffs, you will charge up that Thunderous Applause, and then you can use it, and everybody has a great time. You know what I mean? Alright, so player modifier is Grim Machinations. Whenever a Sith ally is defeated, all Sith allies are going to gain 50% additional max health. There will be additional offense stacking, and they'll gain 50% turn meter and gain 50% health. And whenever a Sith defeats an enemy, they're going to gain a stack of something called Dark Ascension, which is going to increase the damage that they deal by 30% and decrease incoming damage by 15%. It's a really strong modifier, truth be told. The enemy has got Play It By Ear. Whenever they attack out of turn or receive damage, they're going to gain a stack of Play It By Ear. What does it do? Play It By Ear increases their accuracy, health steal, and offense per stack. If they get to 100%, they get this thing called Improvised Plan, which gives them 100% accuracy, 100% health steal, 100% offense. They ignore taunts on their turns. They deal 20% more damage when they attack out of turn and inflict vulnerable on the target, which guarantees critical hits, essentially. And whenever they use a special ability. So it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. All right. Let's go get this. I've got a team that will get you all the feats in one go. Let's go check that one out. And this is the team. A Darth Maul leadership. You will need his Zeta on his leadership. Dancing Shadows over here. Essentially, all of your Sith allies will start the battle with stealth. Whenever they are critically hit or whenever they evade, they're also going to gain stealth. So this is sort of a reactive stealth. You don't have to do anything to do it, and you'll just get it all the time. Now, I'm using Palpatine here because we do need some AoE stuns. We need to attempt 30 instances of stuns. Darth Revan passes out AoE shock, lots of good control there with fear. Malak, really solid tank. When he gains stealth, he's going to change that over into a taunt anyway, so it keeps the rest of your allies safe, has a stun himself, and has a means of defeating enemies with life drain or drain essence. And then Count Dooku is just very useful in this because he can stealth himself, but he can also stun and also shock, so it sort of helps you get that over the line. Alright, let's check it out. The aim of the game is relatively simple. You might want to have to drag this out just a little bit because you want to get those stun attempts, right? I highly recommend trying to get that tenacity down on Rex, otherwise you really won't land any debuffs, I will be honest. And let's immediately start stunning. Now, we can immediately go off and start using the event special ability. It does count as a stun itself, but I'm not going to immediately start shocking people, stunning people, sorry, because I want to try and get shock on as many people as possible. That shock will help guarantee that Palpatine lands stuns. I'm going to stealth over here. Let's use this event special ability, and booyah, we'll get lots of stuns there. There were attempted stuns there, but they didn't land, so it's all very good. Getting that tenacity down is super useful. Now, you don't want to lose your Malak per se, so let's immediately go ahead and suck Hera off. Great, fantastic. Let's see where we can go from here. Let's see, can we land? Actually, let's just get rid of it. So now that the good thing about once we get that Thunderous Applause is whenever we use special abilities now, everybody is going to mass assist, which is great with Dooku because he can stun on a basic. Isn't that wonderful? So, for example, I actually want to try and get shock on more characters over here. So let's just get that tenacity down where we can. I don't want to put it on C-Rex because I don't want him to lose his fear right now. I want him to keep that fear as long as possible. They won't be able to defeat your Maul until later. So let's go ahead and get that stun over there on Chopper. See that mass assist? Isn't that mass assist wonderful? Yeah, okay, I'm going to get tenacity down over there on C-Rex. And yeah, let's actually use an AoE shock here. Get that mass assist. Attempted additional stuns there. More stealths here. Isn't it wonderful? We'll go ahead and use Cackling Doom because that will give us mass assists for more attempted shocks. If an enemy has already got shock on them, you can use a special with Malak to attempt to do more stuns. Isn't that wonderful? And what I recommend you do is spread out the damage just a little bit so that we can try to keep the enemy alive for a longer period so that in turn we can get more attempted stuns. Now, everybody on the team over here has got shock, which guarantees an attempt at stunning. So we'll go ahead and use this. Booyah. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll land, but hey, if it does, great. If not, it doesn't really matter. Let's just try and keep everybody alive for as long as possible. Just drag out the battle. They've got really, really solid recovery, so they should be able to survive quite some time. And you can choose when you want to finish this battle by essentially going in with Malak and start life-draining individuals. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just pick your battles wisely, I guess, is how I would put it. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more AoE shocks out. Now, Malak is looking a little bit peaky right now, so I am a little concerned. But if we can get, excuse me, if we can get some good shocks, yeah, let's look at taking out Xaereth, I think. A couple of life drains should sort him out. We've reduced some of the, oh, no, we haven't reduced their tenacity, that's a different modifier, that is. Okay, keep them nice and controlled with DR, and additional attacks out of turn there from Dooku does, of course, help us with additional stuns. Let's keep that going. Lots of mass assists over here. The shock on Xaereth is also very, very useful. I'm just going to get tenacity down on Ezra because I want to try and spread that tenacity down as much as possible. Yep, let's see if we can get some more stuns on the board. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. AoE Dazes is also useful. There we go, we got rid of Xaereth. That kind of makes it a bit safer for us. Right now, a bit safer for us to last a little bit longer because Xaereth is really the one that brings the damage over here. Let's go ahead and, ooh, we could put some tenacity down, I think, on Chopper. I'm going to do Cackling Doom here just to call the assist. Additional attempted stuns there from Dooku. I don't think we need to worry about stealth at this point, so I'm just going to basic with Dooku. Let's go ahead, see if we can get another stun. Technically, multiple attempted stuns there. AoE shocks, more stuns, wonderful. So I would say this is a pretty good round. We probably would have got all of the feats done. I've already practiced this team, so I've already got all the feats, but that is how you do it. Darth Maul leadership with his Zeta, Dooku for additional stuns, Palps for additional stuns, Malak for additional stuns, DR for additional shocks, and control. Very, very good. But I'm not just going to drop it there and be like, hey, that's your team. If you don't got it, you're screwed, bro. We're going to do the other feats individually just to show how easy it can be. Let's start off by doing a full team of Sith. Obviously, if you've got someone like Lord Vader, I would highly recommend using Lord Vader. Throw in any sort of DR comp, C will get it done as well very easily, but I don't want to just immediately go, hey, who's your Galactic Legends? So I'm using Traya here with Talon, Scion, Nihilus, and Sith Empire Trooper. The idea behind this, of course, is just to work our way up to a wonderful Annihilate with Nihilus, and just work on it from there. They're attacking out of turn a lot, which is really great for a Traya leadership, truth be told, because they're essentially taking their max health as damage a lot of the time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and isolate Chopper because I don't want him taunting at all. After that, we're just going to spread out some damage, do just a little bit of what we like. See if we can drop some pain down on the field. No, because they've got ridiculous levels of tenacity, apparently. We've lost a unit, but that's not entirely a bad thing because it does make the rest of our units very, very tanky. Let's go ahead and use that, and let's drop some more pain on the house. Wonderful. Oh yes, please do attack out of turn, and please do go for my Traya. That would be very, very nice. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Let's just keep on basicking here. We're just playing the long game a little bit. Losing Traya would suck, but they can't until they get all 3 stacks of that Thunderous Applause, so it will take them a little while. They're probably very close, truth be told. Oh, yeah, well, let's do this to get the bonus turn. We'll have the Held by Hatred so we can revive. Then the enemy has now got their triple stacks. Let's just see. We'll just attack over here. We'll keep on attacking Ezra for now. Ezra gets attacked. Wonderful. So let's drop a load of this pain once again. And, ooh, they've got triple stacks of that democracy. There we go. She's gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of their Captain Rex. Wonderful. It's going to be harder and harder for them to kill Nihilus now. We've got the nice revive there. Let's get rid of their Hera. Wonderful. Alright, okay, so this is where it'll come down to, essentially. We're not going to get the stealths here, obviously, but this is more about trying to win with full Sith. Held by Hatred once again. It's going to become very, very difficult for the enemy to actually chew through this team now. If we can get some more kills with Nihilus, that would be absolutely perfect. Massive damage coming out of our girl Talon there. Who'd have thought it? High single target damage right here, baby. Let's go. All right, so I'm focusing on Zeb now because, well, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Once you've gotten rid of C-Rex, that's really most of the damage done. Let's go ahead and annihilate Chopper as well. More stacks of damage, and we've got Held by Hatred once again. Yeah, so I think we can quite safely put this on auto. Now, like I said, you won't get the stealths, you won't get the stuns with this team. This is more about trying to find a Sith team that you can use that doesn't include sort of the Sith Empire squad. So Traya does a fantastic job here. Wonderful. Next up, we'll look at getting stealth 10 times. I think what we'll do is we'll use resistance for this. Resistance will be fun for this. We'll go ahead and we'll use a JTR, R2D2, BB-8, C-3PO, and then usually you use one droid of your choice. Now, a couple of the droids that I could recommend are going to be that's 5 at first. I thought I clicked on droid. Apologies, I'm a little bit under the weather, as you can tell. I would usually recommend someone like Chupio, but you could use someone like Sortie. You could use someone like T3 if you've got them built up, or a tank like L3. I'm going to go in with Chupio. We'll see how we do. So the reason I'm choosing this is because R2-D2 and C-3PO both have stealth mechanics, and there's loads of TM control and all sorts of manipulation here. So I'm going to go ahead and call in BB-8 over here just to get that tenacity down rolling. We'll use the event special ability, and let's see. Let's just strip back turn meter from Hera, get some blinds out hopefully. Wonderful. We do have some stuns in this team as well, so we might be able to get the stuns available. BB-8 with the tenacity down on the basic, also super helpful, obviously. So let's see how we get on. I think we've had a real solid amount of stuns already. So let's go ahead and call in BB-8 over here. Wonderful. And we've already used 2... Oh, that was a shame. We've already used 2 stealths from R2-D2 already, which is giving us 8 stealths, and C-3PO has used his special ability a couple of times. So I think we're actually looking really solid here. We've already gotten rid of Hera and Chopper. I'd say we're on for a winner here. I think we may well have already done the stealths as well, which is kind of mad. If you think about it, that's kind of mad. Let's just keep on doing the stealths just in case, just to really lock in that capability. And when we're using basics now from C-3PO, that is also going to be decreasing the cooldowns on our allies. More stuns there. This is actually a wonderful team. JTR, in my opinion, is a highly underrated team in general. She is really rather good. Let's just call in our man R2-D2. I think we actually got the stealths and the stuns in that particular team, so you can potentially double dip with JTR resistance. Looking at stuns then, I'm going to go in with a Jedi Knight Luke team over here, and we're going to be throwing in Grandmaster Yoda, Revan, Ayla Secura, and Hermit Yoda. So Luke has obviously got his AoE stun ability, which is fantastic, and then we've got Ayla as well. Ayla will stun whenever she critically hits, essentially. So if we are getting lots of attacks out of turn with her, we'll be able to do that plentifully. Alright, so we're going to start off with a stun. Obviously, that's 5 over there, and then I'm just going to pass the turn back over to Luke, because I want to try and reset his cooldowns as much as possible. I'm then going to go ahead and use his leadership ability, Heroes Arise, just to try and cycle through as quickly as possible. And then we'll use event special ability here, and I'm just going to call in Ayla, because she can stun. Even if it resists, doesn't matter. I'm going to put Master's Training on Ayla, so she calls out of assist. See that resist? They're resisting these stuns at the moment, which is absolutely fine. Direct Focus also is an attempted stun, guys, so don't forget about that. I'm going to hop to steal buffs to try and get through the cooldowns of Luke's leadership ability, and we are already flying here, I feel. Absolutely flying. Ayla taking an absolute beating over there and counter-attacking, meaning additional attempted stuns. Leadership ability, sorry, not event special ability, and back into more AoE stuns. Isn't that wonderful? Those AoE stuns also reduce the max protection and max health, I think, in defense, I think by 10%, up to a maximum of 50. So it's pretty good as well. I'm going to hop here, and then we'll get rid of Hera. Wonderful. Look at that situation right there. We've already used 2 of those AoE stuns with Luke, and we're calling in the assists over here with Ayla. Wonderful way of running through all of these stuns as quickly as possible. Let's keep up that foresight. Again, you might want to try and slow it down so we don't kill people too quickly. Now, I believe if they don't have max health, you can stun with Yoda's second special as well, so there's another attempted stun. Oh, look at all these stuns, baby. We are flying. I'm just going to spread the damage around a little bit. More stuns, more stuns, more stuns. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful right now. Okay, good. So obviously we do want to try and keep the enemy alive as long as possible to get those stuns in. Always call in Ayla when we can, because she will, as we said before, attempt to stun on that. Well, whenever she crits, actually, whenever she crits. It's not even on a basic, it's just whenever she crits, which is quite frequently if you have actually modded her to have a decent level of crit chance. So, more stuns once again. This is pretty solid right now. I think that's the 4th repulse that I've done. Obviously, they've not done 5 stuns all the time because they have lost the enemy Hera sometimes, but still pretty good, especially when you combine it with Hera's basics, always stunning. Once we've hit that Thunderous Applause, we do, of course, do mass assists whenever we use specials. So Ayla is constantly being called in to assist. Sometimes she's double tapping. We've got direct focus from Revan, giving additional instances of stuns as well. So we're just going to be hopping around, stunning, using specials, trying to get this done. Captain Rex is gone now. I'm only going to put Master's Training on Ayla because I only want to try and call her to assist. I don't want everybody mass assisting all the time, because we will defeat the enemies just a little too quickly. Alright, let's see. How are we looking? How are we looking? Pretty good. Pretty good so far. One more turn for Heroes Arise. I'll use it here against Ezra. He's gone. Wonderful. And then we'll throw away that spready. Wonderful. Oh, apologies, clicked off the app. That there, I believe, should get your stuns. You might need to hold out. If that is the case, you'll have to not use all the stacks of the event special ability, so you can keep Hera alive and you can focus directly on her. Now, another way to get the stuns done is by using an Emperor Palpatine team with Mara Jade in particular. I'm using Thrawn, Gideon, and Traya here to cycle through all of the abilities. So the idea is we want to abuse the fact that Mara Jade is just wonderful when it comes to shocking and stunning, because first special over here is an attempted stun, also puts tenacity down, and then we can throw out her second ability and that will get all the shocks across the board, which is absolutely wonderful. So all the shocks across the board means that, of course, it's a guaranteed attempt to stun with Thrawn. I'm then going to be passing turns back and forth. I want to be giving Mara Jade as many turns as possible to try and spread as much damage as possible. And we can use Traya then to isolate Chopper and decrease the cooldowns on our Mara Jade. Alternatively, alternatively, you could put that cooldown decrease on Palpatine so that he can have more attempted AoE shocks. AoE stuns, sorry. So just cycle between the first special and the second special. If we do not use the event special ability 3 times, Hera will stay alive indefinitely. So technically speaking, we can actually farm the abilities here, to farm those stuns. Okay, so I'm not going to use Fracture. I don't want to. All I want to do right now is try to keep the enemy under control. Let's see if we can get a shock over there on Ezra, and then we can do an AoE stun over here. Wonderful. This is exactly what we're looking to do right now. Just try to get as many stuns as possible. I don't want to increase the damage that we're dealing to the enemy. I want to keep that nice and flat. Let's try and spread those shocks. Get rid of the buffs on the enemy, additional attempted stuns there, of course. Throw out that second special. That puts out the shock on everybody, although some people did resist it. How dare they? Let's have a look. Shock, shock, shock. Looks like it's just Captain Sexy that's missing it. And then we can go ahead and do the AoE stuns again. And this should be a relatively reliable way of getting this done. Okay, relatively reliable. Like I said, we just want to ensure that we get as many stuns as possible. So spread those shocks. Spread those shocks. Every character that is shocked guarantees a chance for Palpatine's AoE to attempt to stun, essentially. So we want to try and spread it to everybody. It also gives him boatloads of turn meter, as you can see, and then we use the AoE. 5 attempted. You can see if everybody loses shock, that means that it's been done successfully, okay? Alright, let's just spread these basics right now and just go through the specials with Mara Jade. Throw out that AoE shock. Wonderful. And then we just need to get back around to Palpatine to use his AoE shock. So I'm going to decrease the cooldowns on Palpatine just so that we can do an AoE shock over here. Isn't that nice? And then once again, because we're getting the stagger, we're getting stagger essentially from Mara Jade's second special ability. The enemy is basically never taking turns, which is fabulous. So it means they've constantly got that tenacity down as well, which guarantees that we land the debuffs that, well, almost guarantees. There's still a 15% chance that they can resist. So essentially what you want to do is just keep doing this, essentially, until you feel like you've hit those 30 stuns. Once you've hit those 30 stuns, that's when you can start using this event special ability. We'll do that now, just to cycle through it, just to show how we can finish off the battle. Let's get AoE Dazes out as well, just for fun. Let's also Armor Shred Captain Rex, because he's going to be the real problem. And we'll just basic over here and basic there. We'll go ahead, keep those turns rolling, make sure that the enemy can't take any turns. Event special ability. Let's pass this back over to Palpatine, even though he's about to take a turn regardless. Basic. Now, if I was going to fracture anyone, I would say it would be C-Rex. Fracturing C-Rex is a really solid thing to do, I feel. Because he is the biggest pain on this enemy team. He is the biggest pain because he can cleanse his allies, he calls mass assists, all that nasty business. So actually, let's just go ahead and fracture him. Let's just fracture him. Defeat, defeat. At this point, obviously, if you do feel like you need to drag it out longer, just drag it out longer. Simple as that. And that's kind of it. From there, I think we could put it on full auto because the enemy can't really do much of anything now. So, couple of teams for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and easy. I do apologize for my throat today. My enthusiasm maybe is not as high as normal, but that should about do it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope my video was useful to you. If it was, please do give me a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.